Why are EPLI, or Employment Practices Liability Insurance rates, increasing? We're going to explain right now. Hi, Ryan Hanley here, founder and president of 𝗨𝗏, where we do insurance differently, specifically by giving you knowledge and information to make the right insurance decision. If you find value in this video, please tap that like button if you're watching on YouTube, because that just helps other individuals like yourself find this content. Thank you. Okay, so when it comes to EPLI insurance, rates are going up. First half of 2022, second half of 2021, we saw anywhere between 5 to 15% increases in rates across the board. The market is hardening, which means rates are going up. There's not a lot we can do about that right now. The best thing you can do is make sure that your insurance broker is shopping your rates. If you have a 15% increase on renewal from your current carrier, there may be someone else out there who maybe is only going to get you a 5 to 10% increase, but you are not going to find your premiums coming down when it comes to EPLI in this marketplace. There are a ton of reasons for that. A lot of it has to do with regulation. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what EPLI is, I'll put a video right here which will break it down in more detail. The long and short of it is it's claims with your people, around your people. Harassment, wrongful hiring, unsafe workplace, bullying, discrimination, wrongful firing, all these types of things fall under EPLI. Okay, so with all the regulation, with all the social media, with all the different things that are going on in our culture today, EPLI claims have been exploding, and the coverage itself has become more and more important. It almost is a necessity for anyone who has employees, because just when employees interact with each other, things happen. That's life. Unfortunately, where those things used to get worked out internally, now they're getting worked out in the courts. Now, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because for people who are being impacted negatively, it is a good thing, right? But there is so much being put out there for every very legitimate claim that an employee has around anything like sexual harassment or bullying or wrongful whatever. There are also a lot of illegitimate claims. There's a lot of kind of ambulance chaser type claims that are going on. And so as an employee, obviously, this environment helps if something is happening, but as an employer, you're faced with both legitimate claims and illegitimate claims, and all of that mashed together is just creating a maelstrom of activity around EPLI as a coverage and driving rates up. Okay, all that being said, what are some trends and things that are happening with EPLI that you need to be aware of? First and foremost, pandemic-related claims, forcing people to come in the office, keeping people out of the office, forcing them to wear masks, things around vaccines. There's a major slew of class action lawsuits happening against employers that fired people because they wouldn't get COVID vaccines. Now that the CDC has made it it doesn't matter whether you have it or don't, you're going to get COVID. It's basically a cold at this point, now that we're 2.5+ years into this disease, and all those people who lost their jobs are now coming back. Those are all EPLI related claims for the most part. So COVID is having a big impact. Social movements like Me Too and other related social movements are just stirring up a whole slew of claims, and again, class action lawsuits and all this kind of stuff, which if they're legitimate and valid, then that's a good thing for those individuals. But like I said, for every, and this is statistically, for every claim that's coming out, there are a certain number as well that are frivolous that you still have to defend, and you need EPLI coverage for your carrier to defend that. There's retaliation concerns, right? So what's happening as well is employees are doing things like quiet quitting. Right? I don't know if you've heard that term, quiet quitting, where someone just basically does the absolute bare minimum they need to keep their job, but then is also doing other things on the side or not really working. And then employers will come in and retaliate against their employees for doing things like that, even though the things they're doing aren't actually fireable offenses, because maybe they haven't had enough performance reviews. a lot of crazy things happening in this particular space. And for all those reasons, EPLI is a coverage you need, but unfortunately is going up in price. Okay. Things that you can do to mitigate EPLI claims really come down to have a handbook, have a solid culture, communicate with your employees. If someone is doing something you don't like, put them through a PIP process, have standardized procedures and communications with your team around particularly disciplinary things, and address every claim, mark it down. If someone comes to you and reports that something negative is happening, even if there's no action taken, making sure that there's a report, that report is accessible, transparent, that you're not hiding things. Look, bad things happen, and unfortunately they need to be addressed. It is a good thing for our culture that a lot of the negative things that used to happen in silent are now in the open. Unfortunately for employers, when those bad things happen, and they do happen in the open, you need to have insurance coverage, or you're not protecting the sustainability of your business. And because of all of this stuff that we've talked about, rates are going up, and that's the way that it is. So if you want to work with an insurance broker who can help you navigate this, help you both with mitigation as well as finding the right policy and trying to keep your premiums as low as possible, we would love to work with you here at Rogue Risk. That's what we do. So best way to get a hold of us is by phone, 518-960-6600. We work in all 50 states, so wherever you are, we can come to you. You can email us at gorogue@roguerisk.com. You can find us online at roguerisk.com, or I'm sure there's a button or a link somewhere around this video that lets you contact us. Whichever way you choose, we look forward to working with you.